Did you know the cheese you sprinkle on soup or melt on toast could quietly nudge up blood pressure, worsen ankle swelling, or even clash with certain medications, while other cheeses can help protect muscle bones and brain after 60? Imagine opening your fridge and instantly knowing which is which. By the end of this video, you'll know the 4 cheeses to skip after 60, the 4 to enjoy daily, and a simple plan to start this week. No stress, just smart choices. Quick story. Mary, 68, loved her creamy favorite every night. Over a few months, her numbers crept up: blood pressure, weight, nighttime leg cramps. We looked at labels, made one small swap, and cut her sodium in half. 2 weeks later, the cramps vanished and she felt lighter on morning walks. Now meet Joe, 72. He added 1 scoop of a smarter cheese to his afternoon snack. Nothing else changed. Within weeks, stairs felt steadier, and he wasn't hunting the pantry at 9 p.m. Before we dive in, I'd love to hear from you. Which cheese shows up in your kitchen the most? Slices, feta, blue, mozzarella, cottage, ricotta, or parm? Drop it in the comments. I'm genuinely curious what America's fridges look like. A quick note about safety. I'm a health educator who builds food-first, science-backed guides for adults over 60. This is educational, not personal medical advice. If you take blood pressure medications, diuretics, or MAOIs, or you manage kidney issues, sodium and certain aged cheeses matter more for you. When in doubt, choose pasteurized products, compare sodium per ounce, and watch for phosphate additives. Portion size still counts. Bring any changes to your clinician so they fit your situation. Let's bust a few common myths so the rest of today's choices make perfect sense. Myth 1. All cheese is bad for your heart. Not true. Some cheeses are ultra salty or highly processed, and those can push blood pressure up. But gentler choices like ricotta, low-sodium cottage cheese, part-skim mozzarella, and Parmigiano-Reggiano offer protein and calcium with a friendlier sodium profile. Quality and portion matter more than the word cheese. Myth 2. If it's dairy, it will upset my stomach. Many aged cheeses are naturally low in lactose. The lactose is largely broken down during aging, which is why people who struggle with milk often tolerate hard-aged cheeses or fresh mozzarella far better. Myth 3. Protein is protein. After 60, muscle needs a steady supply of key amino acids, especially leucine. Casein and whey-rich options like ricotta and cottage cheese can feed muscles slowly and steadily, great after a walk, a gardening session, or even as a small bedtime snack. Myth 4. Low-fat automatically means healthier. Lower fat isn't a free pass. Some light products pack in salt or phosphate additives. A small amount of a higher quality cheese can be kinder to your heart than a big portion of a salty, ultra-processed one. And a final myth. Blue cheese is fine for everyone. If you're on MAOI medications or very sensitive to tyramine or histamine, certain aged blues can trigger headaches or interact with meds. There are safer, tangy options we'll cover. All right, let's start with the 4 cheeses that quietly backfire after 60. If any are in your fridge, don't panic. I'll give you a simple swap for each, so you keep the flavor and ditch the downside. First, unpasteurized soft cheeses such as certain Brie Camembert and some queso fresco or queso blanco when they're made from raw milk. For adults over 60, food safety matters as much as nutrition. Unpasteurized soft cheeses can harbor Listeria, a bacteria that can cause severe infection in older adults or anyone with a weaker immune system. These often show up at farmers markets in small imported wheels or at deli counters with vague labels. Your best defense is simple. Read the label and look for the word pasteurized milk. If it's missing, skip it. Store soft cheeses at or below 40 degrees Fahrenheit and use them within 5 to 7 days after opening. If you love creamy textures, choose pasteurized versions from reputable brands, or go for part-skim ricotta or fresh pasteurized mozzarella. You'll still get that spoonable, silky comfort with gentler sodium and easier digestibility. Pair creamy cheeses with tomatoes, leafy greens, or olive oil to balance sodium and add heart-friendly nutrients. Second, processed cheese slices and spreads, the plastic-wrapped singles, shelf-stable jars, and some squeeze bottles. They're convenient, they melt, they're tidy, and they stack well in a sandwich. But they're often high in sodium and loaded with phosphate-based emulsifiers. Look for words like sodium phosphate or calcium phosphate on the ingredients list. Extra phosphates can be tough on kidneys and aren't ideal if you have hypertension or chronic kidney disease. The bigger trap is portion size. Per slice numbers can look small, but a typical sandwich uses 2 or 3 slices, and that pushes sodium far past a sensible target for one meal. Flavors are engineered, so you wind up needing more to feel satisfied. Instead, try thin shavings of real Swiss provolone or Parmigiano-Reggiano. Bold, natural flavor means you can use less. Add mustard, tomato, and arugula for a punch that keeps you from stacking extra slices. Love spreads. Blend ricotta with herbs and lemon zest for a creamy, low-sodium alternative you can spoon on crackers or toast. Third, blue-veined and heavily aged cheeses like Roquefort Stilton and Gorgonzola specifically for certain viewers. These classics are delicious, but they tend to be saltier and rich in tyramine and histamine. That combination may trigger headaches or interact dangerously with MAOI medications used for depression or Parkinson's disease. If you're on MAOIs, have tyramine-triggered migraines, or you're following a strict low-sodium plan, exercise extra caution. This doesn't mean everyone must avoid them forever. It means know your body and your meds. For tang without the tyramine load, reach for young goat cheese, farmer cheese, or part-skim mozzarella. If you absolutely adore blue, treat it like a garnish, 1/2 to 1 teaspoon, crumbled over a large salad overflowing with potassium-rich vegetables like spinach and tomatoes to help balance the salt. And please review your medication list with your clinician or pharmacist before bringing strong aged cheeses back into your rotation. Fourth, ultra-salty brined cheeses such as halloumi and traditional feta. I love their flavor too, but the sodium can be 2 to 3 times higher per ounce than gentler choices. For many adults over 60, that's tough on blood pressure, ankle swelling, and nighttime leg cramps. A generous sprinkle can blow past a whole meal's salt budget in seconds. If you're fond of feta, look for reduced sodium versions and use it as a topping, not the base of the meal. A quick rinse or a brief soak in water can wash off some surface salt. Pair small amounts with high potassium vegetables. Think cucumbers and tomatoes and a drizzle of olive oil for balance. For everyday protein, choose part-skim mozzarella or low-sodium cottage cheese. When comparing labels, look at sodium per ounce. Aim for daily cheeses around 180 to 200 milligrams per ounce and save brined styles for an occasional flavor pop, not a main protein source. Now for the fun part, the 4 cheeses I'd love you to enjoy daily. Let's begin with ricotta, ideally part-skim and whey-based. Creamy, mild, and surprisingly powerful for folks over 60. Ricotta is rich in whey proteins, especially leucine, which helps your muscles rebuild after walks, gardening, or light strength sessions. Ricotta is naturally lower in lactose than milk, and usually modest in sodium, so it's friendly for sensitive stomachs and blood pressure goals. Choose part-skim for a lighter calorie profile that still satisfies. Try 1/4 to 1/2 cup on whole grain toast with tomatoes and black pepper. Whisk it into scrambled eggs for extra fluff. Dollop it onto roasted zucchini, or blend it into a berry smoothie for a gentle protein boost. When you shop, look for short ingredient lists: milk, whey, vinegar, or starter and salt. Skip heavy stabilizers. Pair your serving with potassium-rich produce like spinach or tomatoes, and drink a glass of water alongside to counter the salt load. Next up, cottage cheese. Choose low-sodium 2 to 4% milk fat. Cottage cheese delivers a steady stream of amino acids thanks to casein protein. That's great for preserving muscle and curbing late-night hunger. Low-sodium or no-salt added tubs help keep blood pressure in check. Brands vary widely, so compare labels. The 2 to 4% versions taste creamier and keep you satisfied longer. Try a 1/2 cup bowl with berries and walnuts for breakfast. A savory 1/2 cup with cucumbers, cherry tomatoes, olive oil, and dill. Or a small bedtime bowl to support overnight muscle repair. For extra enjoyment, stir in lemon zest, chives, cracked pepper, or a teaspoon of pesto. And here's a trick: whip cottage cheese in a blender for 30 to 45 seconds. It becomes a silky, spreadable topping for whole grain crackers or toast. If you manage kidney issues, keep an eye on total daily protein and sodium targets. Coordinate with your clinician or dietitian for personalized guidance. Our third daily winner is part-skim mozzarella fresh pearls or a simple block. If you crave melt and stretch without a salt bomb, this is your everyday hero. It's typically lower in sodium than brined cheeses, easy to digest, and naturally low in lactose. You get solid protein and calcium in a versatile package that works hot or cold. Build a simple caprese plate with tomatoes, basil, and olive oil. Add thin slices to a high-fiber English muffin pizza. Toss a few cubes into a lunch salad for staying power. When shopping, pick part-skim blocks or fresh pearls packed in water. Check sodium per ounce and aim for daily cheeses around 180 to 200 milligrams. 1 ounce, about 4 to 5 pearls or a pair of thin slices, goes a long way, especially when you pair it with herbs and a splash of acid like balsamic or lemon to boost flavor without extra salt. Finally, Parmigiano-Reggiano. Authentic long-aged. A little parm does a lot. The long aging concentrates umami protein and calcium while reducing lactose to nearly zero. Good news if milk bothers you. Because the flavor is bold, you can use less and still feel satisfied, which helps keep sodium and calories in check. Micrograte 1 tablespoon over veggie omelets, lentil or minestrone soups, sautéed greens, or roasted broccoli. Shave thin ribbons onto arugula, lemon, and olive oil for a restaurant-level salad. Look for the Parmigiano-Reggiano stamp on the rind. Skip Parmesan-style blends with fillers. Pre-grated is fine in a pinch, but freshly grated packs more aroma, so you'll naturally use less. Think of 1 ounce, the size of a small matchbox, as a garnish spread across the meal rather than a thick slab. How do you shop pear and thyme cheese so it works for you every day? Let's keep this simple. On labels, look for pasteurized milk, non-negotiable for soft cheeses. Check sodium per ounce and aim for 180 to 200 milligrams for everyday choices. Short ingredient lists win the day. Skip anything that says processed cheese product, artificial colors, or phos additives like phosphates, which can be tough on kidneys. For portions, use about 1 ounce for hard cheeses, 2 thin slices or a small matchbox, and 1/4 to 1/2 cup for soft cheeses per eating occasion. For timing, enjoy 15 to 25 grams of protein within 30 to 60 minutes after activity. Even a brisk walk counts to support muscle repair. Ricotta or cottage cheese is perfect here. Pair your cheese with foods that protect and balance. Potassium-rich produce like tomatoes, spinach, and beans help counter sodium. Healthy fats from olive oil and nuts keep you full. High-fiber carbs, whole grain toast, lentils. Quinoa, steady blood sugar. If you're on MAOIs or you're prone to migraines, avoid tyramine heavy blues. If you live with kidney disease or you're on a sodium restriction, emphasize low-sodium options and avoid phosphate additives. Coordinate with your clinician. For food safety, refrigerate promptly. Keep cheese below 40 degrees Fahrenheit and respect use-by dates. When in doubt, toss it. To make this effortless, here's a simple 7-day mini plan to try this week. Monday, ricotta toast, 1/4 to 1/2 cup topped with tomatoes and black pepper. At dinner, a veggie soup with a sprinkle of Parmigiano-Reggiano. Tuesday, a post-walk snack, 1/2 cup of low-sodium cottage cheese with cucumber, olive oil, and dill. Wednesday, a caprese plate with part-skim mozzarella, tomatoes, basil, and a few whole grain crackers. For dinner, add beans to your entree for extra fiber and potassium. Thursday, a spinach omelet with micro-grated parm. Add a side salad dressed with olive oil and lemon. Friday, a cottage cheese bowl, 1/2 cup with cherry tomatoes, cracked pepper, and fresh basil. Saturday, a whole grain pita pizza with light mozzarella and a pile of roasted veggies. Sunday, fold ricotta into roasted zucchini with lemon zest. Enjoy a small piece of fruit for dessert. And a hydration tip: sip a glass of water with each cheese serving to ease the sodium load and support blood pressure. Let's bring it home with a quick recap. You can remember at the grocery store. Skip or limit. Unpasteurized soft cheeses, processed slices and spreads, blue-veined aged cheeses, if you're on MAOIs, or very sensitive to tyramine and ultra-salty brined styles, used as the main protein. Enjoy daily ricotta, low-sodium cottage cheese, part-skim mozzarella, and Parmigiano-Reggiano. Use smart portions, red labels, and pair with produce, healthy fats and fiber for steady energy, stronger muscles, and friendlier blood pressure. Here's the empowering part: you don't have to give up cheese. You just need the right 4 to lean on every day, and 4 to save for rare occasions or skip entirely. Imagine opening your fridge tomorrow and knowing exactly what supports your heart muscles and mind. Imagine a week from now feeling a little steadier on the stairs, a little more satisfied after meals, and sleeping a bit better because late-night cravings faded. So tell me, what's the one cheese swap you'll try first this week? Share your plan in the comments. Your ideas genuinely help others who read them. And if practical, science-backed food-first tips help you feel stronger after 60, Subscribe to the channel for weekly guidance. I'm cheering for you, and I can't wait to hear what's in your fridge.